Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Rainy Day Reactions with Chris and Nia. Today, we're going to be reacting to Dark Season 2, Episode 2, called Dark Matter. But first, before we start our discussion, I would just like to let you all know that starting next week, we're going to be changing our Dark schedule. Currently, we post it on Mondays and Wednesdays, but since the gap between Wednesday and Monday is a little too long, a lot of you liked the two comments that people suggested for us to go Monday and Thursday. So today we're posting this one on Wednesday, but next week it'll be Monday and Thursday. So Mondays and Thursdays you will get both Better Call Saul and Dark. Another thing, the closed captioning comments, we got a ton of them. We didn't even notice for some reason. We noticed something weird during our reaction, but we didn't even think about it until people mentioned it in the comments. Thank you all for pointing it out. We did somehow get our subtitles switched to closed captioning, which were like way off after we rewatched it. But yeah, rewatching it, a lot of things made more sense. Especially the guy speaking French. Like we actually know what they were saying now. But yeah, thank you for that.
Something interesting that we noticed from just when we go over the episode and want to make sure we have the name right and everything was that this season was released on June 21st, 2019. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, which is one of the important dates in the show. But yeah, let's get into the last episode. There's a few theories and things we came up with before filming this. One of them was we did notice, Nia noticed the calendar in the future that Jonas is looking at. Apparently, Hannah stopped marking it in 2020. And we were like, okay, some people forget to mark the calendars. But they also show her marking it in 2020. And a few scenes after, we see her pointing the gun at her throat. And older Jonas walks in on her. Like at that specific time, we're guessing she probably committed suicide.
Yeah.
And she fell on the floor where Jonas looks when she asks him, "Why are you here now?" He looks at the floor.
Which we were wondering, why did they show us him looking at that floor?
Yeah, so she possibly killed herself maybe a few days before the explosion goes off at the plant. This is one of our theories. This is why she probably stopped marking the calendar. So Jonas went there on purpose to try to stop her from taking her own life. Possibly.
Yeah, because she asks him, "Why did you come here?" And that's when he looks.
Yeah, exactly. Another theory that we have is that Adam, I wrote Ahmad here for some reason. Adam, we think it's Alexander, not only because he was possibly at the plant when the explosion went off or nearby, and that's why he's burned, possibly, if that was what caused it. And also because he said something about, he asked Noah if Bartosz seems suspicious at all. And he also mentioned he's always been naive by nature. And for some reason, that sounds like something a father would say about their son.
Yeah, someone that is observing or knows Bartosz very well, which... Yeah,
it was kind of weird, right?
Very well,
right? But yeah, we did notice that. We could be wrong, but I don't know. We're just kind of connecting the pieces because Alexander was kind of shady to begin with.
Yeah, he's a big question mark. Let's see. Something that I noticed was when we were going back and editing, we noticed some of the names on the crosses, and one of them that stood out that we don't know is, where is it? Justina Jankowski.
We have no idea who this is.
Who's that? Why did they show us that? It had a little bunny sitting on top of the cross. And so then I was looking if possibly there were little hints, but so far nothing.
Yeah, except for the wallpaper in the 80s room that has foxes, bunnies, and some other animal.
Oh yeah, that was going off of the bunny and Elli's fox obsession. Love.
Yeah. The next one would be Tronte. We're guessing his mom was married to Noah, which we kind of thought about a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Because she mentioned that the dad died, her husband died, and he was a pastor, but he wasn't a good person. Not only that, but if we look at the picture that Elli finds in the book, in Tannhauser's book, we have Noah in there, we have Adam, and then next to Noah, there's this lady that looks a lot like Tronte's mom.
Yes.
Which made us think, like, did she come from the past as well? Either trying to get away from Noah or as part of a plan. That's her, but it looked a lot like her, minus the makeup and like fancy dresses.
Yeah, and it was also very convenient that she happened to be one of these people that moved into Winden.
And she did say her grandma was from Winden, which could possibly be herself. She was talking about herself from back in the day, just so people wouldn't be weirded out about like the look, at least.
Right. And does that mean, like, if we're right, does that mean Tronte's also from the past?
Or was he born?
Or was he,
if
she did leave the past.
Right.
Was she pregnant?
Exactly.
Another question that we just kept wondering was, so we were looking at the picture, we noticed that's how similar Bartosz looks to the person that is in the cave with younger Noah. We did see him in this last episode. He does look like he walks into the cave. Bartosz walks into the cave with older, like, I don't know, 40s age Noah. So we were thinking maybe he took him to the past and he stays in the past.
So it's like a rotation between Noah and Bartosz, possibly, like taking care of Adam's things. Like every time one loses faith, he's replaced by the other one. Yeah. That's some weird theory that we came up with. We have no idea if it's even close to being a thing.
But then that one brings its own questions as to why
Adam would do
Noah,
that.
Yeah, why would Adam want young Noah to kill
his son? Yeah. If Adam is Alexander.
Yeah. But then it also makes sense when he's about to kill him. He says, like, something like, out of anyone, it's you, or how strange that it's you.
Yeah, exactly. Like you, the person I chose to replace me in the future or whatever.
Yep.
And then one last thing we noticed was Peter's picture in Adam's office, or big ass room. I wouldn't call it an office. That's like a freaking dungeon. He had Peter's picture in black and white as a teenager. Peter did mention that he didn't make it to Winden till 1986, which was weird. And we don't picture Helge having a kid because he's kind of like socially awkward.
Yeah, that's been one of the biggest questions from season 1 was, where in all of this did Helge have a wife or a partner and have a kid?
A kid, right. All of this? It doesn't make any sense. But we did notice that picture that was in black and white. It looks like Adam has his own like portrait family tree up on his wall somewhere in this room. And that really stood out to us. There's also other pictures of people, like maybe 2 people we haven't seen. But Future Girl is also there by herself on the bottom left. But it was towards Bartosz, Alexander, and Regina's family, which possibly there's a connection there, but we might be looking too deep into it.
Yeah, we can't stop. I know. But it's so much fun. Did we have anything else?
I think we went through our whole list.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't wait to get into this episode and see if we're right or mostly wrong.
Yeah.
You ready to get started? All right, let's go.
Es ist uns gelungen, das Gottesteilchen und die aus ihm resultierende Masse zu stabilisieren. Im stabilen Zustand entsteht dabei eine Art Portal, welches möglicherweise das Reisen durch die Zeit erlaubt. Auch nach längerer Beobachtung lässt sich nicht sagen, aus welcher Quelle sich die instabile Materie speist. Eine Art rekursives System, das sich selbst zu erhalten scheint.
What is he doing?
Did she figure this out in the future? Yeah, right?
Right?
Oh shit.
Oh no.
I wonder what happens if you touch it like that.
What does that mean? He's like really hard to like stabilize or
Yeah.
something. He's gonna poke it with a stick.
Would you jump?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Time is weird, but if he met his older self, that would mean he survived. I don't know, is that enough?
The Goonies.
So noch eine Woche, dann sind schon Ferien.
Meine Mutter hat heute Geburtstag.
Die Vergangenheit ist die Vergangenheit.
Und jetzt ist jetzt.
Die französische Delegation
Oh my god, look at this house.
Super 80s house.
Kein Problem. Ich habe ja nichts anderes zu tun. Sieht ja aus wie Gretchen.
Oh.
Quatsch. Regina, wo bleibst du denn? Hallo, Opa.
What? Look at that hair.
Du wolltest mir was sagen?
I didn't even recognize it for a second. I was like, did Regina change?
Schon okay.
I mean, look
That's
at her.
her.
That's her.
That is her.
Wie lange sind Alexander Tiedemann und seine Frau eigentlich verheiratet? Fänden Sie es nicht außergewöhnlich,
Was?
What?
dass Alexander Tiedemann den Nachnamen seiner Frau angenommen hat?
Nein?
He is asking all the right questions.
I know.
Wieso hast du mich nicht zurückgerufen? Ich habe die ganze Zeit versucht, dich zu erreichen.
Blasen 40 Euro, Anal 85, Spielchenkosten extra.
Ich verkaufe nicht meine Titten oder meinen Arsch. Ich verkaufe Rezepte für eine scheiß Hormontherapie, du Idiot. Mein Vater hat die früher als Bezahlung für seine Besuche benutzt. Jetzt geht er nicht mehr hin und ich bin die neue Bezugsquelle. Ich helfe ihr, sie hilft mir. So einfach ist das.
I thought about that for a second too.
Was ist das?
Eine Zeitmaschine.
Wow, he's really like
Mit diesem Apparat kann man
communicating.
33 Jahre in die Vergangenheit und 33 Jahre in die Zukunft reisen. Ich habe alles falsch gemacht. Ich habe versucht, ein Geheimnis zu bewahren. Aber in Wahrheit ist es genau das, was uns kaputt macht. Deswegen will ich, dass du es selber siehst. Mit eigenen Augen.
You're giving this to Hannah?
Mhm.
Oh
Was meinst
my god.
Papas Geheimnis.
Mach mal Platz, Spack.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Can you imagine seeing that? Like being like, that was my mom? That's my mom? Her outfit.
In ihrem Büro wartet jemand auf sie.
Holy shit.
Herself. Oh my god. She's gonna shit her pants.
Es tut mir so leid. Sie ist mir zugelaufen. Und sie sieht aus wie der Hund, den ich hatte, als ich ein Kind war. Gretchen.
Why is she doing this?
Does she have two
Woher wissen
different
Sie das?
color
Looks
eyes?
like it. Oh, she does.
She does.
Weil es mein Hund ist.
Her
Genauso wie
eyes.
es deiner ist.
Tronte and Jonas? No. I'm tripping. Kinda looks like where they end up. Where Ulrich visits them.
Ich habe sie auf die andere Seite gebracht, damit du sie findest. Der Störfall letzten Sommer. Es ist doch noch was passiert.
Oh no. You did that on purpose, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this song. He's gonna steal the gas.
His color is yellow.
Yeah.
You notice that?
That always makes me like. Ugh.
Ugh. Oh my god. Oh my god!
Sie ist nie da. Und wenn sie da ist, dann nur um an mir rumzumosern. Sie hat noch nie "Ich liebe dich" zu mir gesagt.
Ich liebe dich.
They're so cute.
Probably listen to 80s love songs and shit. She doesn't know how to say it back, maybe.
Letztes Jahr kam ein Fremder ins Hotel. Das sind seine Sachen. Ist nach ein paar Tagen wieder gegangen, wollte das Zimmer aber behalten.
Remember we were talking about
Ist nicht
that?
zurückgekommen.
So you wanted her
Das
to find
hing
it.
überall an seinen Wänden.
Dude, Charlotte's like shaking.
Hold it together. Oh my god.
Ich muss gehen. Elisabeth hat Schwimmunterricht, das...
Dieser Fremde. Wie sah der genau aus?
He might already know how he looks like.
Do you think he's some kind of like anti whatever group Noah's part of in Adam?
Es ist sicherer, von hier aus zu reisen.
They're gonna travel. You're taking Hannah though. I don't know.
That's sick. Remember he said.
Soll ich in der Schule sein?
Oh, never mind.
Oh my God.
Manchmal müssen wir nur ein bisschen fester dran glauben, dass alles wieder gut wird.
Das ist die größte Entdeckung der Menschheit. Und zugleich ihr Untergang. Es lässt dich durch die Zeit reisen. In 5 Tagen beginnt alles neu. Du musst Adam stoppen. Wer ist Adam? Du verstehst es jetzt noch nicht. Aber bald.
She's taking her somewhere else to
Du hast
Regina.
nicht mehr viel Zeit mit Regina. Aber wenn alles gelingt, dann wird sie leben.
War ein Mann in Reginas Hotel.
Er hatte Zeichnungen dabei.
Die sind aus dem Buch. Das Buch, das mein Großvater geschrieben hat. Eine Reise durch die Zeit. Warum hat er mir nie gesagt, wer meine Eltern wirklich sind?
Oh shit. The scar on his neck probably is from the hanging, huh?
Du kennst die Regeln.
She's struggling.
Warum sagst du nicht, dass wirklich in der Todeszone ist?
Oh shit.
Es gilt keine Prophezeiung. Die Passage wird sich niemals öffnen. Aber hinter der Mauer.
Damn, even she's struggling with it.
Oh.
Entschuldigen Sie bitte.
I'm not ready to see him.
Vielleicht erinnern Sie sich nicht mehr an mich. Ich habe Sie vor 34 Jahren verhaftet.
My only aim is to take many lives. The more, the better I feel.
Das haben Sie schon mal gesagt. Was hat das zu bedeuten?
Das bedeutet, dass du Trottel immer noch nichts verstanden hast.
Aber jetzt musst du dich beeilen. Du hast nicht mehr viel Zeit. Ich weiß, wann du stirbst.
Ich glaube zum Beispiel, dass Gott dafür gesorgt hat, dass du zu mir kommst. Und dass sein Plan für mich ist, für dich da zu sein.
She's trying so hard to like love him until he was better. But it's so much more like deep than that. Oh my God. Oh.
Do you think the girl's gonna come help him?
Yeah. That's okay.
Warum hat sie dich nicht getötet? Wer bist du wirklich? Ich will, dass du es mir zeigst. Was wirklich in der Todeszone ist.
Holy shit.
Wait, what?
The time machine? What do you think it is? Yeah. Maybe she's getting too old, or she knew she was gonna die and
Needed her to
passed
start
it
working
on.
sooner. Oh, okay. So she went way back in the past.
Was ist das?
Sie hat gesagt, es ist ein Portal.
Wer?
Ihr Name ist Claudia Tiedemann. Ich weiß, es macht alles keinen Sinn, aber das da ist vielleicht der einzige Weg, um zurück nach Hause zu kommen.
Jonas!
You're gonna catch her in there?
What the hell?
Damn it! Yes,
No!
it is.
Oh my God. I need to know where he went.
I know. Now it's making me want to know who she is, because she seems like she's struggling
Yeah.
With what Ellie stole her, or like, I wonder what she's wondering about Jonas and why.
And why she seems so affected by him. I mean, he's basically a stranger.
But if he didn't wait 33 years to travel, where did he go right now? If he did travel by going into it.
Right? I don't know. This episode was just more like, it wasn't really answering things. It was just moving the story along.
Yeah. Ulrich is still
I'm really
in that
sad
timeline.
about Ulrich. He basically existed to father his children and to then go on a hunt to find his missing kid to then just be locked up
For the rest of his life.
for the rest of his life. Like, that was his whole, like, that was his story.
Yep. And Egon was like trying to figure out who he was. Who Ulrich was.
Do you think Aegon gets anywhere, or he really just dies, like, you know, and what Ulrich said was true, that he's just clueless?
I feel like he finds something out, but when it's like way too late. Possibly.
Right? He gets all the answers and it clicks and then he dies.
Yeah. I keep saying possibly after like every sentence.
I do feel very different about Aegon. And I wish Ulrich, I don't think Ulrich would have cared, but it was nice to see Aegon with papers and things on his wall. Like, it did show that he did give it more of a thought than just at work.
Yeah.
You know, and I think at least maybe Ulrich would have appreciated that a little bit. Because he was still trying to work it. He was trying to figure some things out.
We didn't have many notes, did we?
No, I didn't take that many notes. But hold on, I just want to get through like everyone. Because I have here, she will. This was what Claudia was telling
About
younger
Claudia about Regina.
About Regina?
Yeah.
Do you think that she was referring to?
I
By
think so.
if he.
Like your daughter will.
If he dies.
You
or
don't
if
have
you
much
succeed.
time left with her.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so you're saying if. So she's saying that if you succeed in stopping. What's his name? Adam?
Yeah.
Then she will live. Because that's what I wrote, right? She will live.
I'm guessing she'll never get cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll end
She'll
up
live.
living that way. And her not getting cancer probably means the plant wouldn't exist, which would mean time travel never existed or whatever.
Yeah, like all of this would be undone. So
Yeah.
do you think this is essentially what is driving older Claudia?
Possibly, because I don't see any other reason for her to be traveling. I don't know. What else did she know?
That's actually really like beautiful though, like because Regina was telling Alexander how her mom never told her she loved her.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly her whole existence or her whole reason for the rest of her life, where Regina saw her as absent.
Yeah,
was really
she was actually trying to save her. That's really sad.
I know. I'm trying not to cry. That's actually really sad. Anyways.
And then Jonas saved Hannah from either killing herself
I think
or
she
from
was.
the explosion. I think she was too.
Mhm.
Because he looked at the floor. Why would he look at that wooden floor?
There's a lot of things that made it look like he got there just in time.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think he went all through all of that to take her to see Mikkel? For some reason, I started thinking like that was somehow gonna change something. Like maybe she was gonna love him differently or like in a more intense way. But she saw him already like when he's already passed away. So why do you think he went through all of that? Just to show her that he's telling the truth?
I don't know. There must have been a reason why he did it. I don't think it's just like, oh, believe me.
Yeah.
There's gotta be a reason for it.
Do you think it's to try and like give her a stronger sense of like a drive to kind of like what he did to himself? Like let him see something and like get him on board
Possibly.
with everything?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We finally got the answer with Francesca.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, like I mentioned, I had thought to myself, like, is she selling her hormones possibly? I didn't want to assume and say it, and they're like, oh, why? Because she's taking hormones or something.
Yeah.
But I did think of it, and it looks like it was true. I didn't think she was... there was a slight possibility that she could have been selling her body, but that's like...
You know what it was? You know what made me think for during last season that she potentially was that mattress with her necklace, and I think those like condom wrappers.
Yeah, why did they show that though?
I know, why did they show that?
Unless she is and she denied it. I don't see why that would be a thing though.
Yeah. I don't know. But at least now we know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
We know that she is related to Waller.
Oh, and this cop guy, forgot his name. He seems to really know how to get things out of people. Got that information out of Regina. But it seems like he knows more than we think he knows. There's something about him. Either someone told him, either he's part of like some anti Mundus Creatus Mundus group, which the fuck, like, where did that come from? It's like way out of left field. Or he traveled himself, or that letter he was reading in the previous episode
was important.
Somebody sent that to him because it did have his name on it, but it looked like really old paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So someone must have told him something. And also, older Jonas wanted Regina to find those papers, so possibly eventually
to lead to
Charlotte, either to lead to the investigator guy or to Charlotte. Like he wanted Charlotte to see it, and connect the dots. Which he could have just gone to Charlotte, but I don't know. Maybe there's a time for everything.
Yeah, because we were wondering why he wrote when on the newspaper if we knew that he knew
about Mikkel.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, so maybe it's for someone to see it.
Yeah, exactly. What's Elli hiding?
What is Elli hiding, and why is she hiding it?
And she struggled too, seeing Jonas like that.
Do you think it's just because she knows him? Like, I know this guy from a long time ago. Like, he is telling the truth.
It's possible, yeah.
What happened in the future? Like, you know, what happened
during those 33 years after the explosion?
You know, it definitely seems like there's just like, you know, there's different groups or possibly different groups of people, and they're like militarized.
Oh, I did have another thing. Charlotte mentioned, why didn't my grandpa tell me who my parents were?
Mm-hmm. Why?
Yeah. We mentioned Peter might be from the past because of the black and white picture, and we doubt Helge actually had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But Charlotte herself, we don't know who her parents are.
Yeah.
Where did Tannhaus get her from?
And he just happens to be the grandfather? Like, is he really the grandfather?
Yeah, did somebody like let him adopt her? Did he bring her, or somebody bring her from a different timeline as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really weird. We also don't see her parents. She made that
leap. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hold on. Charlotte's parents. We never see who her parents are. Not even like in any of the timelines. In Adam's wall of pictures with the family tree, there's no parents above her. There's no parents above Peter either. There's
some pictures up there, but they're too like out of focus.
Oh, right. Well, no, because above it's Helge and Helge's parents. But nothing to actually connect them to either Peter or Charlotte. Besides the word of mouth that Peter is Helge's kid. There's no proof.
Right. And it's not looking likely. It looks like, I don't know, from what we've seen from Helge, he looks like he never really had a life, and he was dealing with a lot of issues.
Like trauma,
Ulrich did. And then in the 1986, he looks like he's again in the hospital, and he's still very traumatized, but that's from older Helge hitting him, and he's still He just doesn't look like he's really had a life to go and
try to make a life
with someone and have a child and stuff. Now I'm wondering why she's in that side of the picture though, unless she's the one related to Helge.
Unless
through his parents.
Yeah, maybe somehow. Yeah, I don't think I have anything left for this episode. There wasn't a lot of additional information, really.
Yeah, it was nice. I actually really enjoyed it. It wasn't so hard on like my brain and like trying to process everything. It was nice to see them again, like back in the 80s. I really enjoy seeing like the teenagers, the adults.
As teenagers in the 80s.
I enjoyed seeing them.
Well, you're also kind of obsessed with the 80s, and she wishes she grew up in the 80s.
As a teenager in the 80s, okay.
Yeah. So that's why she likes it.
The love ballads.
Yeah.
Regina and Alexander were probably like blasting those songs. How bad?
I wanna know. And then
that was sweet. I loved seeing Regina.
They look so cheesy, huh?
She even has her hair different.
Yeah.
They're just like obsessed with each other. It's
and then
really
Claudia
cute.
with her freaking outfits, colorful outfits, definitely 80s outfits.
Any thoughts on Ines and Mikkel?
Not really. You kind of mentioned it during the episode.
No.
That she's like, she tried really hard to just live for Mikkel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just really sweet of her.
But it did not address any of the real issues.
Yeah. It kind of seems like she kind of ignored the issues for the rest of racing Mikkel.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I mean, like when she was talking to him, you know, how she was talking about like the past is the past.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very strange way to talk about things. Like you wouldn't do that like with like your kids, right? You're like the past is the past.
Like yeah, you can say that, but like you still have to go in depth into like why you should look at things that way, but you still can't ignore the past.
Right. But maybe because what he was saying was so out there, she was just like, I'm not gonna entertain that.
Right.
But it ended up hurting him really, like in the long run.
Exactly.
How fitting that the guy that's investigating was asking the question about why Alexander took her last name.
Yeah, right?
His questions are...
They're like all of the right questions.
Yeah.
Like right on point. Not even like off the beaten path, like anything. Like it's straight on to the point and it's all the right questions. So that's why I mentioned like he probably knows a lot more.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, this was a great episode. I really enjoyed.
Me too. Not too much thinking this time.
Mm-hmm.
Which we love to do, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, if you have anything additional that we might have missed, that we missed about this specific episode or previous episodes, please drop it down in the comments. Let us know what you liked about this episode. Again, like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, next week we'll be posting our dark reactions on Mondays and Thursdays after today. So starting next week, not tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, make sure you like our video, subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you. Bye.